Alright, so hey guys and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 0, and in the previous episode we were surprisingly able to beat the laboratory within just one episode. So now we're going to be making our way to the next location in the game, and before we leave I did actually manage to grab that last Incrobins because I just thought it would be a good idea to bring it along with me just so that we do have everything. I don't want to leave anything behind. I know we do have lots of Incrobins and there will be plenty more to collect throughout the game. You know, they're not really too rare of an item, but I did just think that it would be a good idea to bring them along just for completionist purposes. But another item I've yet to even interact with, and one that I'm actually super excited to pick up, is actually, if we go ahead and head over to this dead guy here, we can actually get ourselves the Magnum, and we do have plenty of Magnum ammo in this Tram here as well, so that's going to be pretty fun once we actually start using this weapon because we have plenty of rounds to go with it. But here we're just making our way into the Tram to the next area, which I'm actually super excited to show off because, well, I don't want to get into it too much now. There is a very cool boss fight in this area that I'm super excited to take on, but one thing I am not excited to be doing is actually the fact that we're going to have to start moving all of our items from this area to the next area. You know, I think we're really starting to see the problem with this game here, and it's just the fact that you're constantly, because there's no item chests, you're constantly just moving your items from one area to another throughout the entire journey, and it's pretty tedious if I do say so. But I'm actually going to leave the Incrobins here so I can actually bring these two herbs along instead, because I think that would probably be a lot more useful. But actually, it probably would be a good idea to have one open item slot instead of having my inventory fully maxed out, so I'll keep one inventory slot open, but it's locked from the other side, so we can't make our way through there, so the only area we can go is up these stairs, and, you know, you're going to notice something pretty cool once we make our way through this door. And that, yes, this area is super reminiscent and super similar to an area in RE2, and I do think it actually... Now, I've heard that, you know, a theory that Umbrella just has multiple factories that look like this, but I want to say this is the same one from RE2. Wouldn't it be, right? No, probably not, though, but I don't know, because this would be in the, you know, Arklay Mountains, whereas the one in RE2 would actually be in the city itself, so it probably is a different one. It's just a similar looking facility, but it would be cool to actually think that it's the same exact one, but I don't think it actually is now that I really start to think about it here. But we do have some grenade, which is kind of an issue because, well, we don't have the grenade launcher, so we're basically just going to be carrying around ammo for a gun that we don't have, but we do have the handgun, obviously, so I will be taking that ammo as well, as this factory map here. So, yeah, the factory is not too big, it's actually pretty small, but it leads, obviously, to another area that's a lot bigger in scale. But here, we need the control panel, and there's obviously a keyhole, hinting at the fact that in order to get the tram going again, we're gonna need to find a key, and how we're gonna get that key is actually by making our way over here to this little elevator and making our way down to this floor and, you know, just progressing through this area, and we will eventually find it. Yeah, and here's the exact same hallway that you would, or sorry, not hallway, but like tunnel, I guess, vertical tunnel that you would actually as well also find in RE2 on the same tram. So, it's just a really cool reference or throwback, or I guess homage, I think would probably be the word that works the best to that game. And I'm always get like super nostalgic feels when running through this area because you got to actually see the exact same area in RE2, but in HD quality, of course. It kind of feels weird though now because this area isn't really in RE2 Remake, which is obviously the version of RE2 I'll be playing, but I'm not sure. Should I actually cover both the versions of RE2 on the channel? I might. I think it would be cool to cover both because, they're not, like, they're... See, I would never do something like play the GameCube version of this game, for example, and then be like, yeah, that's a different Let's Play, but I definitely consider playing, like, RE2 Remake and RE2 Original because those are two different games, but, like, remasters are kind of a whole different story. Although, like, I would play, for example, like, after I finish this Let's Play, if there were to be, like, a new version of the game released, like, I might play through it if it's like released on a newer console and there's actually like a significant change, although I might not actually do it if it's literally is just like a 4K remaster, for example. and, you know, keeping the exact same game, no changes whatsoever. But, you know, if there were some, I guess the best way to describe it would be, like, I guess to reference another franchise here, you know, like Zelda. You know, the difference between like Wind Waker and Wind Waker HD, or Twilight Princess and Twilight Princess HD, are pretty massive, and so I'd consider playing through the game again if it were something like that. But if it's just a straight port, then no. Anyway, we're kind of maxed out on inventory space here, and I'm not sure how I'm actually going to move all my items, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. Although we're actually, you know, just realized that we did just lose one by putting in the key to the keyhole there. And yeah, the tram comes up. I kind of forgot, though, that the actual, like, little, like, train car isn't on there like it is in RE2. You know, it's just the actual platform itself, nothing more. Oh, gosh, how am I going to do this? Because I need to get this grenade. Should I just ditch the increments and just leave the increments here and never get them? You know what, I might actually just do that. I'll just leave the increments here. Because I think, let's face it, I'd rather not actually have to do multiple trips all the way back to here, so I'm just going to leave it here and just bite the bullet and instead bring the grenade rounds, because those are going to be a lot more useful than stinking increments, which we already have like 25 of. So yeah, not the most useful, but we're going to go ahead and lower the turntable here. I can't even speak. I feel like that is a problem I have a lot. Like, I feel like when recording, like, I don't really stutter, but I just, like, when recording, like, I'm trying to, like, constantly talk. I guess it's because I'm not that talkative of a person, so, like, when I'm constantly, like, talking, I do tend to, you know, stutter, because I'm not used to. Or I guess it's just the fact that I do know that, like, I mean, yeah, it kind of just feels like I'm talking to myself and having a good time playing a game I like, but I do know, like, in the back of my mind that this is going to be uploaded, that there are people going to be watching this, so I guess I kind of just feel like I'm talking to somebody, and I do kind of, I guess, sometimes stutter when talking, like, in front of crowds or whatnot, right? So it kind of feels like that, because I know I did this, because, I mean, like, yeah, I don't have, like, a huge channel or anything, but, like, when you post a video on the internet, you gotta, like, realize it does have the potential to be seen by, like, 8 billion people, right? Throughout the world. And I guess just knowing that, like, even if it obviously won't be, just the fact that there is the potential for it to be seen by that many people does kind of stress me out. But I'm actually going to combine these herbs here so that I do have enough space to pick up the key that's in the corner here. But as we approach this door, a cutscene will play.
Don't shoot!
Are you okay, Rebecca?
Where is everybody?
They should have arrived here before me. Haven't you seen them? That's unfortunate. If we go straight from here, we should arrive at an old mansion which Umbrella uses for research. Come on, let's go.
Wait! I've got to find Billy.
Billy Cohen? You mean you found that criminal?
Yes, but we got separated and...
No point worrying about him. He won't make it. Come on, let's go.
Sir, please. I need to find him. Don't worry. I'll catch up with you.
Rebecca... All right. Just be careful.
I never saw him again.
I always find it weird, though, how he says he never sees him again, because, I mean, he is in RE1, but I do suppose that Rebecca never gets to see him again, but obviously if you pick either Jill or Chris, you do kind of get to see him in that game, and it is a shame what happens to him, of course, but, you know, obviously, as you can see, Rebecca, you know, started off this game, you know, not really liking Billy, you know, or she didn't really want to talk to him, or really even, you know, she was just kind of, you know, even threatened to shoot him at one point, I believe, but now she's willing to risk it all just to go back and save him. But if we go ahead and use this key, I feel like there's a lot of cutscenes going on here, but yeah, if we go ahead and use this key, another cutscene will play. So the elevator has been activated. And now she's going to go ahead and push that button. And from, kind of waiting for the camera to pan here, but from the giant pile of rubble, a monster approaches.
What is that?
I'm just kind of wondering if I actually do have enough ammo to take on this fight, because I didn't actually bring magnum ammo with me because of my limited inventory space, and all I have other than... Oh, God. That was actually probably a pretty damaging hit. I'm probably, like, down in danger just because of that. Yeah. But all I have after that, after these couple of magnum shots here is the pistol, so hopefully I can do this. I'm just gonna separate myself as far as I can from him. Although if you separate yourself really far from him, he'll do, like, running and jumping attacks at you, which are pretty devastating, so you definitely don't want to have any of those happen to you, because as you saw, those bring you right down to low HP. So let me just run around him like this, got off a couple of shots in. Hopefully I'm doing significant damage here. Oh my god, this is so, like, stressful, but because I feel like he's just gonna hit me and send me flying. Did we do it? Oh my gosh, we actually did with the handgun. It's probably because it has, like, the custom parts on it, so it's, like, super powerful. I mean, it still did take, like, a couple, like, 20, or no, that's way too big of an estimate. I meant to say 10 shots with the handgun to take him down there, but, I mean, considering it's a handgun, I'd say that's pretty good, but, yeah, so now these doors do open up, and now we kind of got to run back and collect all of our items. So I'm just wondering how I'm going to do this in the most, like, optimal fashion, I want to say, because, yeah, like mentioned, I don't know how I want to, because you only have 6 inventory slots, so I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to be able to actually do this all. There is the second floor, but I don't want to go there because there's some hunters, and I don't want to risk dying because we don't have any heals, right? So, but here is not the floor I'm meant to go to. Maybe we do have to go to the second floor, even though I really don't want to. But yeah, this takes us back to the training facility, so if you forgot anything in there, you can easily grab it. But I think I picked everything up. Actually, the ink ribbons. Yeah, no, I'm not grabbing those unless I have ink ribbons in my inventory. Actually, I have 2 open slots. Actually, though, I think there's actually on the second floor, the same floor with the hunters and everything, there actually is a red and green herb though, which I really want to grab, and I need 2 slots to make that. So yeah, I don't really care about those ink ribbons, not at all. So instead, I'm just gonna go to level 2, and I'm just gonna, you know, try my best to dodge these hunters, and if I die, well then whatever. It's not that big of a deal. This episode isn't going to be that long because I don't want to do too much in this episode. Basically, I just want to move all my items to the new area, and then I'm probably going to end it off there, to believe it or not. Oh, okay, there's actually some magnum ammo here, so I'm just going to reload my magnum and just fire them off into the hunters. And then I won't actually have to worry about dying. And just slowly move because I don't want them to sneak up on me. I feel like there aren't even any hunters in this hallway at all, and I'm just having, like, a false memory here. No, I hear him. Got one. I think there are 2, though, so I'll just slowly walk. Don't want to risk it. No, there was just 2. But yeah, like I remembered correctly, there are a red and green herb in this hallway, so we can actually just combine it here to make a heal, and then I think we'll be safe. But I think this unlocks the door, right? Yeah, the door's unlocked, and if I don't press it twice, I won't have to go through. I'm just gonna drop every single thing off I have, except for the magnum, into the elevator hall here. Obviously, I'm not gonna be leaving the pistol here for a while. I will bring it back up when we're actually, like, advancing to the next area, but I want to make sure that I, you know, have enough, just enough like inventory space so I can actually move everything from the tram to here. And I want to have a gun on me, and just in case something is there that I forgot about, but I don't want to have 2 slots be taken up, which is what the pistol will cause us to do. So I'm just gonna have 1 gun, which is of course the magnum, which only takes 1 slot because I don't have any extra ammo for it. But 7 rounds can pretty much take on anything in the game, including a boss fight, as we saw with the hunter. Because if I would have had 7 magnum shots, I probably would have won. Or no, 8. I think the hunter takes 8, actually, or Tyrant. I didn't even talk about the Tyrant, really. I, like, talked about how I was going to defeat him, but I didn't even really go into the history of it or that. But yeah, the Tyrant, which is, I think, based off of humanoid life forms, right? Because that does look exactly like a human, at least to me. So I want to say that that is why they say that human, like, specimen bioweapons are the most, like, effective. Because as you saw, maybe the Tyrant was moving pretty slow, but it's had a lot of health and can do a lot of damage. So yeah, human type are definitely pretty effective. And I mean, I don't really want to go too much into it because those are other games and not this one, but you know, Nemesis as well as Mr. X are also humanoid type or humanoid type bioweapons as well, right? So it's like, yeah, I definitely would agree on them and the fact that human type are definitely the most effective, as we've seen in those games as well, right? But I'm just wondering what I actually want to pick up and leave behind last. You know what? I'll just take the shotgun. I'll probably this means we're gonna have to do another return trip, but oh well. It's not like it's the end of the world. I actually thought the shotgun was empty. I thought it was completely out of ammo, so it's actually a very pleasant surprise to see that it does have a full mag of shells, which is something that's actually pretty cool. But I'm just realizing the return trip doesn't actually take that long. We just have to go down this room and one more, and then we're already there. So there's really nothing to worry about. I was kind of dreading this section of the game because I falsely remembered it being like super monotonous and tedious to actually bring everything around, but it's not too bad. I guess I'm just thinking of the fact that like we're gonna have to leave a lot of items in the elevator, which were like this elevator, for a long time, and then come back once we reconnect with Billy later on, which isn't always fun. How many is there only 3 items in the tram? I think there are 3, right? So this should be perfect. Or are there 4? There are 4. What's the red thing? The red is the Molotovs. The blue is the gas tank. Whatever. I guess I'll just go and pick that stuff all up and just drop the herb. This is so cool though. I'm not gonna lie with you. That is one of the cool parts though about dropping all your items off in this game that I've really liked, is it's actually so cool. Like when you drop off all your items and you see all your guns on the floor and all your heals and supplies, and it's like you just like feel powerful because you feel that, like you realize like these are all your items you have in your inventory, and like you just feel that sense of like accomplishment, like seeing all the items and all the heals you've like amassed over the game. And now you know, like, you can face everything, because, like, when they're all in your item box, I mean, you do have that sense of accomplishment opening your item box and just seeing that, like, endless rows and rows of items that you've collected. But I just mean, like, I do feel like it's also really cool seeing all your items on the floor and in front of you, all collected and can be picked up. And I mean, like, I also feel like when they're in the chest, yeah, you see, like, the endless chest, like, it, like, just never ends, because you could just keep scrolling and scrolling and sealing all your items. But when it's all on the floor, you have, like, the sparkle, and it's just, like, the sparkle, like, just tricks me into just feeling cool. I don't know why, but, like, the sparkle just makes, it just gives off, like, a feeling of, a sense of accomplishment that I feel like an item box doesn't really give off. But there we go, we have collected every single thing that we have to move, and now we can actually finally advance on throughout this place. So I think we're pretty much already done with the factory, and on to the next location of the game, which I will go ahead and spoil, will be the final location in the game. So yeah, this next and final location will be it, and then after that, there's the final boss, and then we're done. I mean, this Let's Play, I mean, it's not over yet, so I don't want to get excited for something that's not quite finished, but I will say, I did have a pretty good time with this game, seeing as it is like my least favorite. I mean, I think it's better than like 5 and 6. Actually, actually, I don't know if this is controversial to say, but I think Resident Evil 5 actually might be better than Resident Evil 0 in my opinion. I don't know. It's like Resident Evil 0. It's like, I don't know. And when I finish the series, I definitely will make a top 10 Resident Evil games, or just rank them all, not even top 10. But
playtime is over. You and your friends no longer amuse me. Good riddance. Now nothing will stop me from getting my revenge.
I also did a couple months ago start working on a retrospective video for this game. Like, I will be, like, the original plan I had was actually that I would let's play every single, oh my gosh, we're out of space here, but was that I would actually, oh my lord, how do I actually want to do this? Screw it. Looks like we're just going in with the shotgun, and I'll come back for all this stuff later then, I guess. Whatever. But the plan was to make a retrospective on every single game in the series after I finished it, but after I started work on that, I realized, like, I don't know. I might still go with the project, though. Problem is, I try my best to, like, actually show, like, excitement in my retrospectives about it, but the problem, I guess, for me wasn't the fact that I couldn't write a script, or I couldn't figure out, like, you know, actual valid criticisms of the game. It's just that I was really struggling to, like, just make, like, an actual, you know, decent retrospective and actually show off, like, just decent quality, you know, commentary, like, just, like, decent quality, just, like, I don't really know the word. It's kind of like commentary, but it's like the way I was just like explaining it all. It just didn't really work out. But I mean, we have made it to the typewriter, and I do think since we have moved all our items, this probably would be a good spot to end it off. So thank you all so much for watching the episode of Let's Play Resident Evil 0, and of course I got my shotgun because we need to aim it at the screen. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching the episode of it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.